So, there was that problem. Another problem I have is I have hardly died. How's that a problem? Well, that takes away the challenge, you know? Like in the first game, I died a lot. Fighting, I died a lot. And in this game, you get healing, not spells, but you get healing Dijin quickly. You get way too many revival Dijin. You have there's at least two per party member, seriously. And when you have 8 party members, 2 Dijins that can revive per party member, or at least 1 per party member, that's at least 8. I'm guessing I swear, there's 10 or 12 Dijin that can revive you. Honestly. I know at least one of my party members has 2, you know? But, I've hardly done that. But there's tons of healing, tons of protection, tons of revivals, tons of stat boosters, but there are so few that are good for attacking that it got really frustrating. Because then you're just like, well, this is pointless. I'm one of those people when I play a game, I'm really more about the attacking. I'm mindful of defense, resistance, speed, agility, but I'm really about boosting my attack stats. I'm really all about the roar because I like battles to be done and over with. Because it's a random battle encounter system, right? It's not like you see a monster. Is that real time? I think that's the real time one. Random monster encounters, like a lot of RPGs are, and a lot of these you're thinking move on to the plot. And I love the Golden Sun games for having really good stories and really good plots. Plot, but so many battle encounters, and it's just just so much screwing around. But I don't. I don't remember that frustration with the old games, which is why I wonder, is this my nostalgia? Or is this really how it is? Because I lost the Golden Sun game. I beat it, and I loaned it to a friend, and then he moved. I haven't seen that game since 2002. Golden Sun: The Lost Age, I still have it, and actually, I tried to play an old file of mine Sunday when I was in the car, coming back from Wisconsin, but I couldn't remember what I was supposed to be doing, so I was screwed. I can't catch up on something I don't know what's going on. Problem. So, that's my other gripe with it. I've hardly died. It seems kind of easy in that regard. I think I've had characters die, seriously. It can be counted on one hand. 3 to 5 times. Not joking. In battle. Revived. And that's kind of annoying. But, here's the thing. This is, for my complaints, it's easier to complain than to say good things, For all my complaints, this is still a really good game. Here's my comparison. If Golden Sun and Golden Sun: The Lost Age are A games, this is a B. Solid B. The graphics are fantastic for the DS. I've played some pretty disappointing DS games. Pokemon Soul Silver, your graphics, I don't get the Pokemon series for not really improving their graphics. I don't know why they still stick to the 4-way maneuvering system. Come on, please move on. I'm sorry. But, Dark Dawn, the graphics are amazing. The music is awesome. The music is just spectacular for a handheld game. The summons and the magic look great. The characters, the camera in this game is really damn good. It has some slight 3D elements, the game does, and the camera is very intelligent, and it follows you, perfectly. So that your view is always clear of where you need to go. You don't have, a building blocking your way visually. It's fantastic how good this camera is, and during the cutscenes, they have, this more, because they can zoom in and out with the system. Zoom in for a thing, kind of switch angles. It's really good, very cinematic, and I was amazed by it. What else? The magic, the synergy, greatly improved for the mere fact that there's more. Okay, some of them are a bit pointless, but what's really good with it was in the first game, it's all based upon that grid system. You can only directly use your synergy for something that was at most 2 blocks away. With this system, it has a circle. So if you miss aim, you can swing your aim a little bit and then do your thing. And it also means that you can get something that's further away from you. And some of them have different range, the Whirlwind, the Wind one, has a wider range than the Move synergy. but it's great because it kind of makes you, if you're used to playing the first two games, it makes you think of the obstacles a little bit differently because you can actually do more stuff than you thought you could, like in the previous games. My problem with it is the fact that the summoning takes a long time. Like, I was playing the Lost Stage the other day, and like, mind read, you're done. Meanwhile, Spirit Sense, it's like, Spirit Sense takes forever, and it's really jarring. And my other problem with the Spirit Sense one is, it's not as forgiving. Whereas Mind Read was also one of those, like, you could be at 2 blocks away. Like, sometimes I was really far away, and it's like, I'm like, Mind Read. I'm like, I can still read it. Whereas, like, in this game, you kind of have to be like, Spirit Sense. And unless you're literally, like this, with your head smushed into a box of colored pencils, like, it wouldn't work. Like, you could be like this, and you're wrong. You won't get it. And the fact that it just takes so ridiculously long to summon is just so irritating. Because, like, Mind Read was one of the most fun ones in the original game. Because, like, sometimes you just kind of learn more, like, different opinions and kind of funnier. But also, you would sometimes learn about secret things, or different paths, or ulterior motives. One of my favorites was, like, reading the minds of animals, like, little dogs, and there's no pets in this game. I just realized that. That's really sad. But, also, in, like, the first game, it played a key part because the village that you run into where, it's all trees. And you're like, trees. But, it's, your mind read, these trees are people. And it's, actually, that town appears in the third game. When the alchemy was like unleashed, it caused like massive continental shift, and so when you open up the world map, it's completely different than how it used to be, because in 30 years the power of alchemy and the power of the golden sun has, like, boom, changed everything. And it's changed the world because alchemy's back on the world, and so there are people who are mad at you for that. Like, your parents did this, rah! There's there's a lot of, climatic weather, people had to move towns got destroyed, towns got made, like, it's a lot different. So, yeah. Just trying to summarize my thoughts, as you probably have told, this is the third video I've made for Golden Sun alone. I'm just gonna have more, but, I'm trying to remember what I've said. But, like, I've probably given away a lot, I know, but if you were thinking about getting this game, get it. If you have not played Golden Sun or Golden Sun the Lost Stage, get this game. Dark Dawn is actually a really good jumping on point for people who haven't played the games before. If you were to ask me, like, hey, I found a copy of the Lost Stage, should I play that first? I'd say no. Because the Lost Stage, I remember, it gave you this huge text scroll summary of what happened in the first game, but you should really play the first game before you play the second game. Because they're really a pair, and if not for the fact that, like, that the cast completely changes in the second game, then they could be one game, but it's also ridiculously, probably takes up, like, it probably, ate up the memory card of the Game Boy Advance cartridges like no others. But if you were to say, should I get Dark Dawn, I'd say yes. Because the game does a really good job of summarizing what's happened, and, because of the bane and the boon that is the glossary, encyclopedia, whatever it is. But, you don't really need to know that stuff, because a lot of things have changed, and actually and it gives you tutorials on everything. Even the Pro, I think at one point, like, you're told, like, are you okay with this? I'm like, yeah, I know how to use the Jin. Like, we'll give you a tutorial anyway! And I'm like, oh, crap. But, so, yes, excellent game, and when I was playing it for the first time, I was, like, gushing over certain things, like, oh my god, you can turn into 360. Like, I can do a full circle on the map here, I can move in, like, 360 degrees of direction, I'm not limited to 4, like, the controls are really tight. Really good controls on this game. Like, I'm thinking, like, Animal Crossing Wild World, I know it's a few years old by now, but, like, I remember, like, you were kind of like walking around drunk half the time, because you were like, run, swing, move that way. Golden Sun is not, it's like, you're really pinpointed, it's really accurate and targeted. So, like I said, I'd give this game a B, And I'm really hoping that the rumors are true, that they're really going to do more games in this series, because there's an interview up by the brothers who created the series, and they're like, yeah, those two were a prologue, and this is the start of the real story, and yeah, we want to do more games. And the fan base is like, please! Because if there ever was an underappreciated game, Golden Sun is it. And, I still think the Game Boy Advance games could still kick some DS's games ass, which is sad. But they're really good games that are underappreciated, and while Dark Dawn has its faults, I can't blame it, and I'm so grateful that they picked up the story and are going on, because I have missed this game so much. I forgot how much I love this game, and love the story, and love the characters, and the synergy, and the Jin. I forgot how much I missed it, and how much I just absolutely love this game and this series, and all that it has. And I just, I wish it was better. I wish there were things, and I really wish we got to see more of the old characters, but we didn't. We see, about 3 from the main cast, 2 of the adepts, 1 the scholar dude, but that's about it, which is sad. I just wanted to see Piers again. But I haven't beaten it, but I'm liking it, or I love it, and I would say it's a good game. Just hard to live up to hype, hard to live up to hopes that your fan base has established for you. So what it has done, I can't fault it on. In fact, I heavily praise it on. And it is still one of the best games, and one of the best games you can get for your DS, one of the most worthwhile games to get for your DS, and probably one of the most worthwhile franchises to get into. Because if you can find, like, used copies, because new copies of Golden Sun and Golden Sun Lost Age are ridiculously expensive, if you can find copies of the cartridge games, get them. Because they are seriously good games, and you will definitely get your money's worth for them. Okay. Finish with that. Maybe I can end my Golden Sun rant and go on to something else now.